In the kingdom of Valerian, an ancient ritual was performed, not to summon one hero, but many. A massive magic circle ignited across the throne hall. The sky fractured open, and from different worlds they came. Warriors, mages, chosen individuals from realms unknown. But something went wrong. Among the destined heroes, someone extra was pulled in. Unaccounted, unplanned. Kulas. Each summoned hero came from a different reality. A swordsman from a war-torn empire. A healer from a holy realm. A berserker from a savage world. A guardian from a land of giants. A mage from a dimension of pure mana. Each carried power shaped by their origin. Each radiated greatness, and then there was Kulas, from Earth. A world with no magic, but filled with knowledge of unseen forces. Before they could be called heroes, they must be judged. The Enlightenment Stone revealed their true roles. One by one, they stepped forward. Legendary hero, divine healer, ultimate berserker, unbreakable shielder, oblivion sage. The hall filled with awe. These were true heroes. The kingdom's salvation. Then came Kulas. He placed his hand on the stone. Silence, a delay. Then a flicker. Symbols formed, unstable, unfamiliar. Job, electrician. Confusion spread instantly. What kind of job is that? No combat ability? Is this even real? The king's expression hardened. This is not a hero's role. The whispers grew louder. A defective summon. A mistake. Useless. Without hesitation, the king made his judgment. You are not one of the chosen heroes. You will not join the royal party. You are dismissed. The other heroes said nothing. Kulas stood quietly, not angry, not broken, just thinking. Beyond the borders of all kingdoms, a greater threat had awakened. The Monster King, a ruler of beasts, a force that controlled creatures beyond imagination. But what made it terrifying was not its army. It was its power, lightning. A force no mage could replicate, no element could counter. Even the chosen heroes struggled to stand against it. For the first time, hope began to crack. While the kingdom focused on its true heroes, Kulas walked away. No armor, no title, no destination, only a quiet mind searching for purpose. As he traveled, memories returned. Not of this world, but of Earth. A place without magic, where lightning was not feared, but studied. Energy, circuits, flow of current. Kulas didn't fully understand why, but his strange job began to make sense. While crossing a mountain path, Kulas lost his footing. The ground beneath him crumbled. He fell into darkness. Deep below the cliffs, he woke inside a hidden ruin. Ancient, forgotten, untouched by the world above. Strange metal structures surrounded him. Rods pointing toward the sky through broken ceilings. Cracked crystals, unfamiliar designs. It felt different from magic, older, like something left behind by a lost civilization no one had ever discovered. And somehow Kulas found it by accident. The kingdom placed its hopes on the chosen heroes. The world believed they would defeat the Monster King. But far from their sight, in a ruin lost to time, different path had begun. Kulas stood slowly, looking at the strange structures around him. For the first time since arriving in this world, he didn't feel like a mistake. He felt like he belonged. Kulas slowly opened his eyes. Dust filled the air. He had survived the fall. But the place beneath the cliff was not natural. It was a hidden ruin, a forgotten structure from a lost civilization. Metal towers stood broken. Rods reached upward into cracks in the ceiling, and wires ran through the stone like veins of something unknown. Kulas walked through the ruins slowly. Everything felt artificial, engineered. Not magic, not elemental power, but a system. a structure built to control something unseen. He knelt near a broken panel of metal and crystal. This isn't magic. It's a machine. A strange pressure filled the air. The Enlightenment judgment echoed faintly inside him. Then, a blue interface flickered in his vision. Skill unlocked, basic current flow. A voice echoed in his mind. Manipulate unstable energy through conductive pathways. Kulas froze. So this is my skill. Kulas looked at the ruined system again. Now it no longer looked random, it looked familiar. Like a broken circuit waiting to be repaired. Memories from Earth surfaced. Generators, battery systems, energy storage. If I can rebuild a source, Iska, I can make this work. Kulas began working, not blindly, but using everything he remembered from Earth. As an electrician, he arranged metal rods as conductors, connected broken lines like circuits, rebuilt pathways for energy flow. It wasn't magic, it was design. A crude generator system was forming, but it was unstable and incomplete. Then, a low growl echoed through the ruins. From the darkness, a cave beast emerged, drawn by movement, by sound, by disturbance in the ruins. Kulas stopped. He had no weapon, only a half-built system, and a weak skill he barely understood. The beast charged, instinct took over. Kulas grabbed a metal rod and forced it into the system, trying to complete the circuit, trying to activate energy flow. His skill activated unconsciously. Basic current flow. A faint pulse of energy moved. A weak current flowed through the structure. Not stable, not controlled, but real. The beast hesitated, confused by the sudden energy disturbance. For the first time, Kulas saw his system respond. The system couldn't handle the unstable load. Energy surged violently. A burst exploded through the ruin. The entire structure collapsed. Everything Kulas built was destroyed. The generator system was gone. But the knowledge remained. Kulas realized something important. His skill could activate systems, but only if they were stable. Now everything was broken, beyond repair, but the skill itself still existed. Weak, unstable, incomplete, the beast attacked again. Kulas was exhausted, no system left, no stable energy source, only fragments of metal around him. At the last moment, he forced his skill into a direct connection. A desperate gamble. A chaotic surge of energy exploded outward. Not controlled, not precise, but enough. The beast was struck and collapsed. Not because of mastery, but because of timing. Like a survival instinct, Kulas fell to the ground, barely alive. A faint system message echoed in his mind. Level up achieved, his understanding deepened. His control slightly improved. Small sparks flickered around his fingers. Weak, unstable, but real. Kulas looked at the destroyed ruins, then at his hand, and finally accepted it. I'm not a hero. I'm not a mage. I'm an electrician. The ruins were silent. The cave beast's body lay still among shattered metal and broken stone. Kulas stood there, barely able to move. His body was exhausted, his breathing unstable, but for the first time, he was still alive because of something he did himself. Not luck, not coincidence. Survival through understanding. Kulas looked at the destroyed structure. The generator system from before was gone. Twisted metal, scattered crystals, collapsed energy paths. Everything he built was ruined. But instead of frustration, he analyzed it. The system wasn't wrong. It was unstable. A faint system message echoed in his mind. Basic current flow proficiency increased. Kulas raised his hand. This time, the sparks were slightly steadier, less chaotic, more responsive. He could feel it. His control was improving. Slowly, naturally, Kulis looked at his hands. Every time he used his skill, the energy came from his fingers. Unstable, uncontained. I need something to guide it, not a full machine. Something portable, something that could stabilize output. A device he could carry, a tool. Using what he remembered from Earth, Kulis began rebuilding. Not a generator this time, but a stabilization system. He arranged metal as conductors, coiled thin wires into energy loops, embedded broken crystals as flow regulators. Every piece had purpose. Every connection had direction. This wasn't guesswork anymore. This was engineering. Hours passed. Kulis tested repeatedly. Some connections failed. Some sparked violently. Some did nothing. But slowly he began to understand the rhythm of energy flow. How it enters, how it exits, how it stabilizes. The system began to take shape. Not large but compact, controlled. Kulis stared at the finished structure. It was no longer a machine, it was wearable. Metal plates aligned into a hand-shaped frame. Conductive wires wrapped like veins. A crystal core embedded near the wrist. A gauntlet, a prototype stabilizer gauntlet. Kulis slowly raised it. This might work. He placed the gauntlet on his arm. Activated basic current flow. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a faint pulse ran through the device. The energy no longer exploded from his fingers. It flowed into the gauntlet. Contained, guided, stabilized. Kulis's eyes widened slightly. It's working, he focused. A small arc formed at the gauntlet's edge. Not wild, not chaotic. Controlled. When he stopped focusing, it stopped instantly. Kulis breathed out slowly. For the first time, he wasn't just releasing energy. He was shaping it. Far away, the kingdom's mages detected something strange again. An energy signature. Unclassified, unregistered, unnatural. But stable this time. Something was learning. Something was adapting. And the Monster King silently noticed it again. Kulis looked at the gauntlet on his arm. Rough, unfinished. But real. A tool built from a ruined civilization. And human knowledge from another world. He clenched his fist. A controlled spark flickered at the edge of the device. Not wild anymore, not accidental. Intentional. Kulis exhaled slowly. So this is how it starts. He turned toward the dark ruins ahead. Not as a hero. Not as a mage. But as someone building something no one in this world had ever seen before. An electrician. Before he was summoned, Kulis lived in a world with no magic. No spells, no mana. Only system, machines, and electricity. A world where power was not given. It was built. Kulis was not just one thing. He was a professional in multiple technical fields. An industrial electrical technician, a field service engineer, a mechanical systems technician, a practical electronics specialist, and an emergency power repair expert. He didn't just fix systems, he restored life through them. When cities lost power, Kulis was sent in. When factories broke down, Kulis repaired them. When systems failed during emergencies, Kulis rebuilt them from nothing. Rain, storms, danger, none of it mattered. Only the system mattered. While others saw machine, Kulis saw structure, flow, connection. Cause and effect, every problem had a system. Every failure had a reason. And every broken thing could be rebuilt. One night, a massive system failure occurred. A critical power grid collapse. Entire sectors went dark. Kulis was deployed. But something felt different that day. The system was unstable beyond repair. And yet, he still tried. At the exact moment of failure, light filled the sky. A magic circle appeared. The world shattered around him. Kulis was pulled from Earth into another reality, a world of swords and magic, a world that should not have existed. In the kingdom of Ilarion, he was judged by the Enlightenment Stone. Heroes were given divine roles. Legendary hero, divine healer, ultimate berserker, unbreakable shielder, oblivion sage. Then Kula stepped forward and received a word no one understood. Electrician, the kingdom laughed. The king dismissed him. A failed summon, a useless existence. What they saw as useless and was actually precision. Kulis didn't fight with magic. He understood systems, not spells. Not elements, but structure itself. Even in a world of magic, his mind still followed Earth logic. Kulis stood inside the ancient ruins, gauntlet on his arm. Energy faintly stabilized within it. He looked at the broken structures around him, not as a warrior, not as a mage, but as a technician analyzing a broken system. I wasn't chosen to be a hero. I was placed in a world that runs on different rules. He clenched his fist. A controlled spark flickered from the gauntlet. Not random, not chaotic, structured. Kulis looked forward into the darkness of the ruins. This world called him useless. But systems don't care about titles. Only function, only understanding, only control. He took a step forward, not as a summoned hero, not as a mage, but as something else entirely. A man who builds power from nothing, an electrician. Long before human kingdoms, before organized magic, before heroes were summoned, the world belonged to monsters, savage, endless, unforgiving. There were no rulers, only survival. Among countless monsters, and there was one. Weak, injured, insignificant. A creature that should have died long ago, but it didn't. It kept surviving, again, and again, and again. It fought stronger monsters. Lost, escaped, returned, adapted. Each battle pushed it closer to death, but also made it stronger. It did not rely on intelligence. It did not rely on magic. It relied on one thing: refusal to die. After countless battles, its body was broken, barely alive. With nowhere left to go, only climbed. Higher. Higher. Toward a place no creature dared to reach. The highest mountain in the world. At the peak, storms never stopped. Lightning fell endlessly from the sky. The air itself was death. No creature could survive there. The monster collapsed, bleeding, dying alone. The sky roared. Lightning struck once, twice, again. Its body burned, destroyed, torn apart. Any normal creature would have died instantly. But it didn't. Instead of dying, something changed. Its body endured, its instincts evolved. The lightning that once destroyed it began to flow through it. Wild, violent, uncontrolled, but no longer fatal. When it descended from the mountain, it was no longer the same creature. It did not fight anymore, it dominated. Every monster it faced was crushed instantly. Fear spread across the land. One by one, all monsters bowed, not out of loyalty, but terror. There was no challenge, no rival. Only one ruler remained, the Monster King. At present time, far from human kingdoms, a throne of beasts stood in silence. Monsters trembled without moving. Lightning crackled violently in the air. Uncontrolled, overwhelming, absolute. Then, the Monster King paused. Something changed. Far away, a new energy appeared. Not wild, not destructive, but controlled. Different. What is this? For the first time, something unfamiliar existed in his world. The lightning around him surged violently. The monsters trembled in fear, and the king slowly opened his eyes. Voltarian, deep inside the ruins, Kula stood alone. The gauntlet rested on his arm, unfinished. Unstable but functional. He raised his hand slowly. Let's try again. He activated basic current flow. A small spark formed, then suddenly burst out of control. Kulis immediately pulled back. Too much. He tried again, this time slower, more careful. A faint current flowed through the gauntlet. It flickered, then died out. Not enough. Again and again. Each attempt failed in a different way. Too strong, too weak, too unstable. But each time he learned. After multiple attempts, Kulis focused, controlled his breathing, adjusted his hand position, activated the skill once more. A small spark appeared. This time, it stayed. Stable, quiet, obedient. Kulis watched it closely. So this is the balance. The spark slowly faded. But Kulis didn't stop. He raised his gauntlet again. Ready for another attempt? I need more control. The ruins remained silent. But with every repetition, his movements became more precise, more natural. Far away, a storm quietly formed. After days inside the ancient ruins, Kulis finally stepped outside. The sunlight hit his eyes. The outside world felt different. Open, alive, unpredictable. Behind him, the ruins remained silent. But he was no longer the same man who fell into them. Kulis adjusted the gauntlet on his arm. Still rough, still incomplete, but stable for now. He looked at the road ahead. No map, no destination, only one goal: to survive and understand his power. As he traveled, he noticed something immediately. The world ran on magic. Hunters used elemental skills. Travelers carried enchanted weapons. Even simple tools were infused with mana. Kulis had none of it. No fire, no wind, no magic, only his gauntlet. Back in the kingdom of Valerian, the chosen heroes were training relentlessly. The legendary hero sharpened his sword with unmatched power. The divine healer restored wounded soldiers with ease. The berserker crushed monsters without hesitation. The shielder stood unbreakable against any attack. And the Oblivion Sage controlled the battlefield with magic. Together, they defended the kingdom from constant monster attacks. Each battle made them stronger, more confident, more feared. The kingdom believed these were the true saviors. Far from the capital, shouts echoed through the forest. A group of travelers were under attack. A mid-level monster had appeared. Fast, aggressive, dangerous. The group struggled to defend themselves. Kulis stopped. He wasn't a hero. He wasn't part of any party. He could walk away, no one would blame him. But he didn't move. I can handle this. Kulis stepped forward. The monster turned toward him, sensed something different. Kulis raised his gauntlet, activated basic current flow. A controlled spark formed, small, focused. The monster charged. Kulis moved. Not fast, not flashy, but precise. He waited, timed it, then released a short burst. Pulse strike. The current hit the monster directly. It staggered, not destroyed, but weakened. Kulis focused again, adjusted output. This time, cleaner, stronger. The second strike landed. The monster collapsed. Defeated, silence filled the area. The travelers stared at him, confused. What year was that? That wasn't magic. No element reacts like that. Kulis said nothing. He lowered his arm before they could fully recover. Kulis turned and began walking away. One of the travelers gathered courage and called out, "Wait!" Kulis stopped. "What is your name?" For a moment, there was silence. Kulis didn't turn around. He simply answered, "The Electrician." Then he continued walking, leaving them frozen in place, confused, curious, and unable to forget that name. Later that day, whispers began to spread. A strange fighter. No magic, some, but defeated a monster. They said he had a name. The Electrician. The words felt unfamiliar. Strange, but unforgettable. Far away, and those whispers slowly traveled from villages to roads toward the kingdom, toward the heroes, and toward something far more dangerous. Somewhere in the distance, lightning flickered as if listening. Across villages, roads, and trade routes, a strange name began to spread. The Electrician, a man who used no magic. A fighter who defeated monsters through unknown power. No one fully understood it, but everyone remembered it. The name traveled faster than the truth. Inside the kingdom of Ilarion, the report was delivered to the throne. An unknown power user, no elemental magic. A code name, the Electrician. The king listened in silence, but his eyes slowly narrowed. The Electrician. He remembered the failed summoning. The Enlightenment Stone's result, a useless job. A mistake, a disgrace to the royal judgment. The king stood up slowly. His expression remained calm, but his voice was cold. That cannot be him. If it is, then my judgment was wrong. Silence filled the room. The images looked away. No one dared respond. The king clenched his hand. I will not allow that possibility to spread. Darkness filled the throne room. The king gave his command. Send the assassins. Find this Electrician. Silence him before his identity is confirmed. Not because he feared the man, but because he feared being wrong. Kulis walked alone through the wilderness, unaware of the kingdom's decision. He adjusted his gauntlet, practicing short bursts of controlled energy. Still imperfect, still learning, but improving with every step. A monster appeared suddenly. Kulis didn't panic. He raised his arm, focused. Pulse strike, faster, cleaner. More stable than before, the monster fell almost instantly. Kulis exhaled slowly. It's getting easier. As he continued walking, Kulis suddenly stopped. A strange feeling, not magic, not instinct, something else. Like being observed, far away. Hidden eyes were already moving toward him. Far beyond the human kingdom. At the peak of a towering cliff, Voltarion the Monster King stood alone. Below him, land stretched endlessly. The kingdom of Ilarion lay in the distance, silent, unaware. The wind roared violently around him, but he did not move. Voltarion the Monster King slowly raised his hand. The sky above began to change. Clouds gathered, darkened, thickened. Lightning flickered within the storm forming above. Not natural, not random. Something was being commanded. No spell circle appeared, no words were spoken, but the air itself reacted. Lightning obeyed. The storm expanded rapidly across the sky, covering vast distance, moving toward the kingdom. Slowly, unstoppably. Voltarion's eyes narrowed as the storm reached critical intensity. The thunder roared so loudly it shook the land below. And then, everything suddenly cut off. In the shadows of the kingdom, black-clad figures moved silently. No flags, no identity, only orders. Locate the Electrician. Do not fail. The hunt had begun. And far away, Kulis continued walking forward, unaware that the world had already decided to eliminate him. In a quiet stretch of wilderness, Kulis walked alone, unaware. Behind him, shadows moved silently through the trees. The king's assassins had arrived, no banners, no identity, only killing intent. One assassin stepped forward. No warning, no words. A blade flashed instantly toward Kulis. Kulis reacted just in time, his gauntlet sparked. He blocked the attack with a controlled discharge. The assassin was pushed back, Target confirmed. 3 more assassins emerged, surrounding him. Fast, coordinated, deadly. Kulis raised his arm, focused. Pulse strike, a burst of current hit one attacker, but the others kept moving. This was different, they were trained. Not monsters, humans. Kulis dodged another strike, barely. His gauntlet flickered, he was still learning. Still unstable, the assassins closed in, pressuring him, forcing mistakes. One hit landed, Kulis staggered. Far away, the sky darkened violently. Clouds spread across the horizon. Lightning flickered unnaturally. Something massive was forming, but neither side noticed yet. A sudden flash. A bolt of lightning struck a distant village. Fire erupted instantly, houses burned. People screamed. The sky roared again. Even as chaos erupted in the distance and the assassins did not stop. Their mission remained unchanged. Eliminate the target. Kulis clenched his fist. What is happening? Another lightning strike hit. Closer this time. Kulis and the assassins clashed again. Attacks, defenses. Energy bursts, steel blades. But above them, the storm intensified. Lightning fell continuously. Entire parts of the forest ignited. A nearby village was struck directly. One bolt, then another. Then another. Roofs collapsed. Wood burned instantly. The fire spread uncontrollably. Everything turned to ash. Kulis froze for a split second, distracted. An assassin took advantage, a blade cut across his arm. He staggered back. The gauntlet flickered unstable. The battle was becoming impossible. Lightning roared above. Assassins closed in again. Kulis raised his trembling gauntlet, barely stable, barely ready, and far above the burning world. Voltarion, the monster king, stood unmoving beneath the storm. Lightning crackled violently around him. The sky obeyed his presence. Then he raised his hand slightly. Without words, without sound, a command was released. In the darkness beyond the storm, 3 massive shadows stirred. Elite monsters, different from normal beasts, stronger, faster, intelligent. They opened their eyes at the same moment and turned toward the nearby village. The 3 elite monsters moved. Fast, silent, deadly, they descended toward the burning village. Not to destroy what was left, but to erase everything completely. Back on the battlefield, Kulis was surrounded by assassins. The storm above continued to rage. And now, from the distance, new monsters were approaching the village. 3 different disasters, 1 world, and everything was collapsing at the same time. The fight resumed instantly. Even everything was on fire, no pause, no mercy. The assassins attacked again, fast, precise, relentless. Kulis raised his gauntlet, barely holding his ground. 1 assassin struck from behind, another from the front. Kulis blocked 1. The second hit landed. He staggered back, his gauntlet flickered violently. Unstable, near failure, Kulis dropped to 1 knee, breathing heavily, vision blurred. This isn't enough. The assassins moved in, ready to finish it. An assassin lunged forward. Kulis reacted on instinct, pulse. Strike clean, direct, precise. The assassin collapsed instantly. For a brief moment, silence. A voice echoed in his mind. Level up achieved, his body responded immediately. Fatigue reduced. Focus sharpened. A new understanding formed, a current efficiency increased. Kulis clenched his fist. So this is how it works. The remaining assassins attacked again. But Kulis moved differently now. Not stronger, more efficient. Less wasted motion, less wasted energy. The gauntlet stabilized. Current flowed cleanly. Kulis stepped forward. Controlled bursts, short, accurate, intentional. The assassins were pushed back. For the first time, they hesitated. Suddenly, the ground trembled, the air changed. A heavy presence filled the area. Kula stopped. His gauntlet flickers. The assassins paused. Something else had arrived. From the burning forest, 3 massive figures emerged. Elite monsters, eyes glowing. Bodies radiating raw power. Not normal beasts, not controlled, not predictable. Silence, Kulis on one side, assassins on another, and the 3 elite monsters in between. No one moved. No one trusted the other. The battlefield had changed. Without warning, one elite monster attacked, not targeting one side, but everything. The assassins reacted instantly. Kulis raised his gauntlet, energy surged. Steel clashed, lightning crackled. Monsters roared, everything collided at once. Fire spread across the forest. The storm above roared louder. Kulis stood in the middle of chaos. Assassins regrouped, elite monsters advanced. His gauntlet sparked, stable, ready. But this battle was no longer just survival, it was war. The elite monsters attacked relentlessly. Each movement carried immense power. Kulis tried to respond. Pulse. Strike, but it barely slowed them down. Too strong. For the first time, his attacks felt ineffective. The assassins quickly shifted formation. While everything was still burning, more of them arrived. Reinforcements from the shadows. They surrounded the elite monsters, coordinated, precise, deadly. Blades struck from all directions. Explosions of skill and movement filled the battlefield. For once, they weren't targeting Kulas. The elite monsters roared. They were still stronger, but now they were occupied, outnumbered, pressured. The battlefield split into chaos, assassins versus monsters. Kulas stood still for a moment, watching, analyzing, calculating. This isn't my fight. His gauntlet sparked steadily. Stable, ready. But not enough, not yet. Without hesitation, Kulas stepped back. Slow at first, then turned, and ran not out of fear, but decision. He chose to survive. Behind him, the battle intensified. Steel clashed, monsters roared. Lightning struck the burning forest. But Kulas didn't look back. Every step forward was part of a plan. Far from the battlefield, Kulas finally stopped. Breathing steady, mind clear. I need more. He looked at his gauntlet. A controlled current flowed. Stable, efficient but incomplete. In the distance, the burning village near the copper mine glowed in flames. Kulas looked toward it, silent. Thinking, planning. Kulas arrived at the copper village. It was near the copper mine. Smoke filled the air. Flames spread across wooden houses. Lightning fell endlessly from the sky. Each strike ignited new fires. The villagers were overwhelmed. A few villagers tried using basic elemental magic. Water, earth, but it wasn't enough. The lightning was too fast, too destructive. This isn't normal lightning. Kulas watched the sky. Then the structures, then the strikes. It's not random. His eyes sharpened. It's being drawn. Kulas turned to the blacksmiths. I need iron. Long rods. As tall as possible. The blacksmith frowned. What for? A weapon? Kulas shook his head. No. A path. The blacksmiths hesitated, then acted. They brought iron materials, forged quickly. Kulas directed them, positioning a tall metal rod at the center of the village. A mage from the village stepped forward. You're not using magic, Kulas replied calmly. I don't need to. He drove the rod deep into the earth. The ground itself will handle it. Lightning fell from the sky. It struck the rod. Energy surged, flowed downward. Into the earth, no explosion. No fire, another strike. Same result. Another. Same. The village remained untouched. The villagers stared in disbelief. It redirected the lightning. Without magic, the mage whispered, "Then what is this power?" Kulas looked at the rod, calm. Lightning follows the easiest path. This gives it one. He placed his hand on the ground. And the earth absorbs it. Not magic, but it worked. The fire stopped spreading. The storm still raged, but the village stood. The blacksmith stepped forward. Respect in his eyes, and you saved us. Kulas stayed silent. The villagers looked at him, waiting. Who are you? Kulas paused, then answered, The Electrician. The wind blew through the village. The storm above continued, but something had changed. Not just survival, understanding. Far from the village, and the battlefield was unrecognizable. Burned trees, broken ground, scattered bodies. The fight had already taken its toll. Two of the elite monsters lay on the ground, motionless, defeated, their massive forms slowly fading into silence. The assassins had done the impossible, but at a cost. Only 2 assassins remained, both heavily wounded, breathing hard, barely standing. Blood stained their armor, but their eyes remained focused. Ahead of them, the final elite monster stood, unharmed, unshaken. Everything at the background are all burned. The monster let out a low growl. Its presence alone felt overwhelming. The assassins tightened their grip on their weapons. No retreat, no backup, no escape. Only one outcome remained: fight. The wind howled through the burning forest. Ash fell from the sky. The 2 assassins stepped forward. The monster moved. And just before the clash, in a world of sword and magic, where warriors wield enchanted blades, and mages command the elements through mana, a brutal battle continued deep within a burned forest. The last elite monster stood tall, its body radiating raw, unnatural power. In front of it, 2 royal assassins remained, both wounded, both exhausted. But still standing, without words, they moved, using enhanced speed and combat techniques far beyond normal soldiers. One attacked from the front, the other from behind. Their blades, reinforced with mana, struck with deadly precision. The monster retaliated instantly. A violent clash shook the battlefield. One assassin took a direct hit, thrown across the ground. Not moving, the second pushed forward, ignoring pain, ignoring death. He gathered his remaining strength and struck. A deep final blow. The monster roared. A deep wound cut across its body. For the first time, it staggered. But the assassin collapsed. Silence followed. The elite monster remained alive, breathing heavily. Its wound burned with unstable energy. Even for a creature like it, recovery would take time. Slowly, it retreated into the shadows, far from the battlefield. In a copper village known for its blacksmiths and craftsmen, the storm had weakened. Flames were being extinguished. Villagers used both tools and basic magic to restore what they could. At the center, Kulas stood among them. Not a mage, not a warrior, but something unfamiliar. You saved us, the blacksmith leader said. We owe you. Kulas looked at his gauntlet. Still worn, still imperfect. Then help me improve it. The blacksmiths gathered. Kulas explained in simple terms. Metal can guide energy. It just needs the right structure. The blacksmiths didn't fully understand, but they understood crafting. And that was enough. The forge burned bright. Hammers struck enchanted metal. Some tools infused with mana, others shaped purely by skill. Kulas guided every step, blending their world with his knowledge. The forge finally fell silent. The work was complete. Before them stood Kulas's new creation, 2 fully formed gauntlets, balanced, reinforced, forged not only with skill, but with a design no one in this world had ever seen. The blacksmith stared in silence. One of them whispered, "This isn't just equipment." Another slowly spoke, "This is something new." In a world of sword and magic, where power came from mana and enchantment, this was different. Not magic, not blessed, not enchanted, yet undeniably powerful. The village elder stepped forward. "Again, we have forged countless weapons, but this will be remembered. The first of its kind, the first creation of its era, the beginning of something beyond magic, the very first high-tech construct ever forged in their world." And from that day on, the name of the Copper Village would carry a new story, not just of blacksmiths, but of the moment history changed. Kulis raised both arms while wearing the gauntlet, focused. Energy flowed smoothly, stable, controlled. No backlash, no instability. The villagers watched in silence. Even the village mage stepped closer. That isn't mana." Kulis replied calmly, "No. It's something else." Back in the kingdom of Valerian, knights and mages fought together to defend the capital. The summoned heroes led the charge. Magic spells clashed with invading monsters. Healing light restored the wounded. Shields of mana protected burning structures even with all their power. The storm still raged above. One world relied on magic, mana, elements. Another path had begun to form, built on structure, control, understanding. And far from the kingdom, Kulis stood with both gauntlets ready. A power that did not belong to magic, yet existed within its world. In a world of sword and magic, where mana shapes reality, and heroes rise to protect the land, a storm unlike any other covered the kingdom. Not natural, not elemental, but something far more dangerous. Lightning struck the capital relentlessly. Walls cracked, towers burned, civilians fled in panic. Even the strongest mages struggled to contain the destruction. "This storm, it's overwhelming our magic." At the center of the chaos, the summoned heroes gathered. The legendary hero stepped forward. "We end this here." The others stood beside him, ready. The Oblivion Sage raised his staff. Massive magic circles formed in the sky. Dark mana surged outward, slowing the storm's spread. The Divine Healer cast wide-range support magic, strengthening allies, restoring the wounded. The Unbreakable Shielder stepped forward. A massive barrier formed, covering large parts of the capital. Lightning struck, but the barrier held. Cracks formed but did not break. The Berserker charged into incoming monsters, crushing them with overwhelming force, clearing the battlefield, creating space for the others. The legendary hero raised his weapon. Mana surged around him. All elements gathered, fire, wind, water, earth combined into one massive strike. "This ends now," he unleashed the attack. A powerful slash of combined elemental force. The sky split, the storm trembled. Lightning scattered, clouds began to break apart. The storm weakened, not gone, but suppressed. The sky slowly cleared. Light broke through the clouds. The capital stood, damaged but not destroyed. The heroes stood in silence. Breathing heavily, the sage looked at the sky. This wasn't natural. The healer nodded. Something is controlling it. The legendary hero tightened his grip. Then this isn't over. The storm may have been pushed back, but its source remained. Somewhere far beyond the kingdom, far away on a distant cliff. Lightning flickered once more, watching, waiting. And in another part of the land, Kula stood with both gauntlets. A different power, a different path. Two forces now rising in the same world. One born from magic, the other from something new. The capital slowly calmed. Smoke still rose from damaged buildings. Knights moved through the streets, helping the injured, extinguishing the last of the flames. The storm had weakened, but its damage remained. The summoned heroes stood together, exhausted. Breathing heavily, the berserker sat on the ground. That wasn't normal. The sage looked at the sky. That storm was controlled. The legendary hero remained silent, thinking. Inside the castle, the king stood by the window, looking over the damaged capital. Even with heroes, we barely held it together. He remained silent for a moment, thinking, analyzing. This storm is not natural. He turned slightly. To command lightning at this scale, there must be a source. His eyes narrowed. Send the royal mages. I want them to trace the origin of this phenomenon. A knight bowed immediately. Yes, your majesty. A brief pause. Then another thought crossed his mind. And the assassins? What happened to them? No report. No signal, only silence. The king's expression darkened. Something wasn't going according to plan. Far from the kingdom, deep within the scorched forest, nothing moved. Ash drifted slowly through the air. The battlefield had gone quiet. At the center, a massive figure lay among the ruins, still unmoving. Then, a faint twitch. The elite monster forced itself upright. Its movement was heavy, uneven. A deep wound marked its body. Fresh, severe, it paused, gathering strength. Breathing slow, controlled. Despite the damage, it did not fall. Without warning, a faint surge of energy flickered across its wound. The monster froze. Its senses sharpened. Something distant, something powerful, was reaching it. Not a voice, not a command, but a presence it recognized. Its posture shifted. Focus returned to its eyes. Slowly, it turned and began moving. Not wandering, but following something unseen. In the copper village, Kula stood alone, both gauntlets equipped. For a moment, he stayed still. Then a spark formed in his right hand. Another in his left. He moved, slow at first, testing, adjusting, coordinating both arms. Not yet perfect, not yet natural, but improving. Every movement, more controlled than before. From one hand to two, a new level. The current flowed between both gauntlets. Unstable, but forming. Kula's focused, silent, determined. In a world of sword and magic, the aftermath of the great thunderstorm still lingered. Burned lands, broken roads, mana residue still unstable in the air. The kingdom had not recovered yet. Inside the Royal Mage Council, mana detection arrays were activated. Crystals pulsed weakly, but the readings were distorted. This storm is not natural. It is being sustained from somewhere. A heavy silence followed. Something was controlling it. The summoned hero stood within the capital. It will return. The sage nodded. Something is guiding it. Deep within the burned forest, the wounded elite monster continued its slow movement. Step by step, unstable but persistent, it was still following something unseen. At the copper village, Kula's trained alone. Both gauntlets active, right hand, stable flow, left hand still unstable. He moved carefully, testing coordination, adjusting timing. Learning balance, not mastery yet, but progress. The blacksmiths watched from a distance, still in awe. That isn't magic, it's crafted control. The village elder nodded, and it keeps evolving. Meanwhile, deep inside the copper mine, strong old man worked alone, muscular, silent, focused. He had no idea what had happened in the village above. The storm, the monsters, the destruction. He only cared about one thing, mining copper. A sudden roar echoed inside the mine. A monster appeared, small but aggressive. It lunged instantly. The old man didn't even stop mining. In one smooth motion, a single hand strike, clean martial arts technique. The monster was sent flying into the wall. One hit, it collapsed, dead. The old man continued working. Annoying. Back in the capital, a report was delivered to the king. All assassins sent to eliminate the electrician have been confirmed dead. The room went silent. The king's expression darkened. So even they failed. Far away, the elite monster continued walking, step by step, slow, heavy, still wounded, still alive, but its direction remained unchanged. A village lay ahead, unaware. The wind shifted slightly over the land, but Kulas did not notice anything yet. He continued training with his two gauntlets, focused only on control. The path was still far. In the kingdom, heroes prepared for the unknown. In the mine, an old man displayed hidden strength. In the forest, a wounded monster continued its approach. And in the copper village, Kulas refined both gauntlets, not yet aware, not yet ready, but changing, slowly, unstoppably. Far below the copper village, deep within the mining tunnels, the old miner continued working alone, strong, silent, unaware of the world above. His pickaxe struck the rock rhythmically, clang, clang, clang. As he broke through a deeper layer of stone, a faint glow appeared inside the rock wall, a rare crystal. It pulsed softly, unnatural, beautiful. The miner paused. What is this? He reached closer but stopped. Something felt wrong. From deeper within the mine, low growls echoed. Shadows moved. Monster presence. The miner narrowed his eyes. So that's why it's untouched. He stepped back, not taking the crystal, just observing. Why not yet? He carried copper ores instead. Heavy loads on his back. No knowledge of the chaos above. No idea what had happened to the village. He simply walked out of the mine. As he reached the entrance, the air felt wrong. Burned smell, broken structures, silence. He frowned. What happened here? The copper village was damaged. Burn marks, collapsed houses, signs of battle everywhere. The miner's expression changed. He rushed forward. This wasn't here this morning. He dropped his oars. No hesitation. He ran toward the village center. Something was wrong, very wrong. At the edge of the copper village, and the air suddenly changed. Pressure dropped, then a massive figure emerged from the tree line. The wounded elite monster had finally arrived. Its body was still damaged, but its eyes were fixed on the village. Unmoving, unforgiving, without hesitation, the elite monster attacked. A single swing of its arm shattered a wooden structure. Then another step, and a house collapsed instantly. Villagers screamed, fire spread rapidly. Metal bent, stone cracked. Village began to fall apart in seconds. People ran in panic. Blacksmith families tried to escape. Some attempted basic magic, but it barely slowed the monster. One villager was caught. Kulas moved instantly, blocking the attack just in time. But the force pushed him back. Hard. Kulas steadied himself, breathing hard, both gauntlets active. He looked at the destruction. I can't let it continue. He stepped forward, one step, then another, facing the elite monster directly. The monster turned its attention to him. The elite monster roared. Kulas raised both gauntlets. Current surged unevenly. This was his first real direct confrontation at this level. No advantage, no backup, only survival. The old strong-looking miner was running toward the center of the village. From a distance, he saw movement, a massive creature, an elite monster, and across from it, a young man, Kulis. Both gauntlets active, struggling, barely holding his ground. The elite monster attacked violently. Each strike shook the ground. Kulis blocked, but was pushed back hard. His gauntlets flickered under pressure. He wasn't winning, not yet. Nearby villagers screamed. The monster turned briefly, attacking one of them. Kulis moved instantly, blocking the strike. But he was overwhelmed again. This was beyond his current level. Kulis gritted his teeth. Both gauntlets activated, power unstable. Timing inconsistent. He was adapting, but not enough. The monster pressed harder. The old miner finally reached the scene. He stopped, eyes widening. So this is what happened. He saw Kulis struggling. He saw villagers in danger. He exhaled slowly. I guess I can't ignore this. The miner stepped forward, cracking his knuckles, a calm stance. A strange martial posture formed. Kulis noticed him briefly, but had no time to react. The light monster prepared another attack. The miner moved. In a world of sword and magic, where mana governs power and monsters roam beyond human control, the Copper Village stood on the brink of destruction. Dust smoke filled the sky, and at the center, a battle had begun. The strong old miner stepped forward, hand raised, body aligned, a precise martial stance. The elite monster's attack came down. In a single motion, the miner moved. A clean, controlled strike. Direct, efficient impact landed. The monster was pushed back slightly. Even with his advanced gauntlet, Kulis froze for a moment. And he stopped it, not with magic, not with force, but technique. The elite monster growled. Its stance changed. It had recognized something. This opponent was different. The monster lunged again, faster, more aggressive. The miner stepped aside, minimal movement. He redirected the attack, then countered instantly. Kulis observed closely. Same enemy, but a completely different outcome. He's not fighting it head-on. Kulis looked at his gauntlets, then back at the miner. He's controlling the flow. Not power, but movement. Kulis stepped forward again. This time, he adjusted his stance. Less output, more control. He attacked. Gauntlets, electric sparks. The strike landed cleaner. More stable, but still, the monster barely staggered. The gap remained. The elite monster roared. Its attacks became more chaotic, more unpredictable. The battlefield shook. A stray attack hit nearby houses. Villagers screamed, some were trapped. Kulis hesitated, split between fighting and saving. The old miner stepped in again. Even he is barehanded. He blocks the monster's advance, holding its attention, giving space and without saying a word. Kulis clenched his fists. I need to adapt. He shifted focus. Not just attack, but positioning, timing. Kulis and the strong old miner fought together. Not coordinated, but not interfering. Kulis disrupts from range, shooting electrical sparks from his gauntlets. Old miner controls close combat for a moment. The monster was pressured. The elite monster suddenly changed pace. It adapted, targeting Kulis more aggressively. Sensing weakness, Kulis struggled again. His dual gauntlets flickered, coordination still incomplete. His body couldn't keep up yet. The old miner glanced at Kulis briefly. Still calm, still silent, but observing, evaluating. The battle continued, unresolved, unstable. The monster pushed harder. Kulis fought to keep up. The miner stood firm, Three forces clashed when the outcome remained uncertain. The elite monster stepped back slightly. Not retreating, just observing, waiting. Kulis stood still, breathing heavily, both gauntlets active. Energy flickering, less chaotic than before. I can't keep forcing it. The old miner remained in place, relaxed. Unmoving, eyes locked on the monster. Then, a brief glance at Kulis. Kulis noticed that single glance. No words, but clear intent. He's watching me. Kulis lowered his stance. Not weakening, refining output, reduced movement steadier. The elite monster tilted its head. Its aggression paused. It felt the difference. Not power, but control. Far above, the sky remained dim. The storm had weakened, but not gone. Something still lingered. Deep within the mine, the hidden crystal pulsed. A faint glow expanded briefly, then faded as if reacting. The old miner's expression shifted slightly. Subtle, almost unnoticeable. That again, but he said nothing. Kulis raised both hands. Current flowed slower now, more controlled. Still imperfect, but evolving. The elite monster lowered its stance. Demoner stepped forward slightly. Kulis steadied himself. No one moved first, but all were ready. The next action would change everything. In the world of sword and magic, back to Copper Village, the battle continues. Kulis moves carefully. The old miner watches silently. The elite monster shifts, reading their movements. Kulis lands several controlled strikes. Clean but not overwhelming, the monster staggers. Its movement slow. The old miner joins briefly. A precise strike redirects the monster's attack. Kulis follows up immediately. Kulis and the old miner adjust their positioning. Not rushing, not overpowering. They begin to circle the elite monster. The miner forces a short opening. A precise strike redirects the monster's arm. Its balance breaks for a split second. Kulis instantly reacts. Dual gauntlet burst, a clean electric strike lands on the exposed side. The monster is pushed back. The elite monster stumbles. Its movement slows. A visible crack appears on its armor-like body. For the first time, it is clearly hurt. The miner and Kulis move in rhythm. Not perfectly synchronized, but effective. Miner creates openings, Kulis converts into electric damage. The monster is forced into defense. The elite monster retreats half a step. It is pressured, its aggression slightly reduced. Kulis realizes it's working. The elite monster begins to weaken. Its stance falters, its breathing heavy. For a moment, it looks like it will fall. Suddenly, the atmosphere changes. A dark pulse spreads from afar. Unknown energy reaction. The monster freezes. A surge of unnatural power enters its body. The elite monster convulses. Its wounds begin to close slightly. Its eyes glow violently. The monster roars. Its body mutates slightly with unstable energy. Speed increases dramatically. Power surges, burst mode. Kulis is pushed back instantly. The old miner blocks, but is forced back as well. Their coordination breaks. Kulis attempts attack, blocked easily. His gauntlets flicker under pressure. It's too strong. The monster lands a heavy blow. The old miner is hit and thrown back. He lands hard, breathing changes. He is injured. Kulis stands alone. The monster advances, his attacks are no longer effective. We can't win like this. From the village, a group of blacksmith villagers step forward. They begin casting water magic and earth magic. Streams of water rise and spread across the battlefield. Kulis looks at the water, then at his gauntlets. Water conducts electricity. His eyes sharpen. Kulas immediately gives instructions. Cover the ground, keep it wet. The villagers follow quickly. Water spreads around the monster. The battlefield is now soaked. The monster stands in a wet zone. Kulas channels energy. Electricity begins to intensify. Kulas releases a controlled electric burst. Amplified by water, the monster convulses violently, but still resists. Kulas adjusts output, not raw power, but controlled discharge through wet ground. Chain-like electric spread, the monster is repeatedly shocked. The elite monster screams. Its berserk mode destabilizes, power collapses. It falls to its knees. The monster finally collapses. Silence returns. Fedesi, the old miner, is seen injured in the background, barely conscious. Kulas kneels slightly, looking at the injured miner, then at his gauntlets. This power has limits. The village is saved, but the cost is clear. The battlefield falls silent. The elite monster lies defeated. Steam rises from the scorched ground. Water slowly evaporates from the terrain. Villagers remain still, shocked. The copper village is damaged but not destroyed. For the first time, they look at Kulas differently. In the distance, the old miner lies injured on the ground. His breathing is heavy, wounds visible from the battle. Even the man who stopped the monster was not untouched. Kulas turns toward him. For a moment, silence between them. The old miner slowly raises his hand. Despite his condition, he gives a thumbs up. A small, simple gesture, still standing. Kulas pauses, then slightly lowers his head in respect. He looks at his dual gauntlets. Electric sparks fade slowly. His power still has limits. Soft light fills the copper village. The destruction remains, but so does life. Villagers begin repairing homes. Blacksmiths hammer metal again. Children help carry small materials. Slowly, the village rises. Burn marks still visible. Broken walls being rebuilt. Water buckets passed around. No panic now, but only determination. At the edge of the village, Kulas stands, watching, silent. Then a voice behind him. The old miner approaches, arm wrapped in bandages. Still injured, but standing firm. He gestures. Again. Kulas nods. Raises his stance. The miner demonstrates a movement. Simple, efficient. No wasted motion. Kulas follows, awkward at first. The miner corrects him. A small adjustment. A shift in balance. Kulas tries again. Better this time. No electricity, no gauntlets. Just movement. No long explanations. No lectures, only repetition. Step by step, Kulas begins to learn. Far away, inside the royal capital, the heroes stand united. The legendary hero trains relentlessly. The divine healer tends to the injured. The berserker sharpens his strength. The shielder stands guard. The sage studies the storm's remnants. They all feel it. Something changed, something unseen. That wasn't normal. Clouds gather faintly again. Not as strong, but not gone. A lingering threat. Far beyond human lands, on a high cliff, a massive figure stands. The monster king Voltarian. Lightning flickers around him. Controlled, silent. He looks toward the distant horizon, toward the kingdom. But something survived. A faint smirk. The sky responds, thunder rolls softly.